Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and welcome into Murder Your Bookie, episode number 16 at this point. We are in week 13 of the 2020 NFL season. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. We talk about the spread picks as well as our locks, plus the totals as well. We've been doing quite well. Me and Lucas are absolutely tearing up the locks compartment, and I am now finally not in the negative for my pick. So huge congratulations to myself for being wicked smart. So real quick before we get deep into this, and then I'll let Lucas introduce himself, we got to give you guys a quick word from our friends and our sponsor over at mybookie.ag. I hope that you guys feasted on MyBookie's Turkey Day free play that allowed users to grab themselves a risk-free bet up to $250. It was basically a free shot at trying to double your money. If you didn't get that, what are you doing? No, but seriously, now it's time to get some skin in the game on MyBookie, where odds boosts, lightning deals, and free bets await all season long. And the NFL playoffs right around the corner. We know who these teams are. We know what they're capable of. And it's not that difficult to find some value on the lines, just like me and Lucas do every single week. Whether you're a first-time customer or you've been on MyBookie for years, there is no shortage of value to be found on the thousands of game lines, unique props, and so on and so forth. Sign up or get reloaded today. Find an edge. Make your bet. Get paid. They also boast a fully fledged casino platform that you guys can play on as well if you're about that casino lifestyle. Make the right play and sign up today at MyBookie, where when you do, use code Notoriously to get deposit matched halfway, all the way up to $1,000. The terms are simple. You put in $200, they'll match your bet up to $100 additional dollars that you get in your account. If you're already playing to bet this season, this is free betting money. It's winning season at mybookie.ag. Again, use code Notoriously as the promo code NOTORIOUSLY. That's right, folks. I know how to spell. Thank you, guys. Let's get into it. So make sure you guys check out MyBookie again, mybookie.ag. Lucas, do you have anything to say before we go balls deep into these picks today?
I mean, we were just talking about this before. Hopefully, you capitalized on the Thanksgiving free bet and the Cyber Monday bet at the right time, because I got my money back in both situations. Because Seattle pushed for me, did not push for Nick. In the challenge, in the show it did, but in the actual real life it did not. So hopefully you capitalize. But another week, half a point off of the Chiefs not getting the big lock. We're still crushing. Obviously, Nick is finally up to even in total picks. I did say he was going to get to the 52.01%, which is profit. He will get there, folks. It's only week 13, but he's back on track there.
Yes, sir. We're going to get into, and then once we hit the Super Bowl, we're going to be making some mad cash. So again, how this show works, if you guys are new, at the beginning, we talk about our normal picks ranging from 2 to 5, which are our confidence rating. 2, obviously most confident, 5th, least confident. Then right at the end, we do our lock, where we go up against Snacks and Animal. We're absolutely destroying them. There's no need to even pull up the record because it's absolutely embarrassing for them. I don't want to make them feel a little sad. So we'll get into it. This is pick number 2 for mine. Again, at the end, we do our locks of the week. Bengals versus Dolphins is my first pick. I like the under 42. I just don't feel comfortable at all in believing that the Cincinnati Bengals offense is going to score at all on the Dolphins defense. Sure, they maybe will score a touchdown and a field goal, get like 10 points, but I don't really see them scoring all that many points. The Dolphins will just do what the Dolphins do. If they're playing up against a bad team, they never typically run up the score. We saw last week up against the Jets. Easy game. They don't score a million points, even though Ryan Fitzpatrick probably could have thrown 7 fucking touchdowns against the Jets defense. I think we probably see that happen again here up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Brian Flores is not of the camp of running the score up, scoring 7 million points, whether it's Fitzpatrick, whether it's Tua Tagovailoa. To me, the under is 42. And if Tua plays, especially the under 42, in my opinion, would be a lot, because he also does not look to try to throw his stats up to the fucking moon, even though I hope he does, because I like Tua. But with that said, Bengals versus the Dolphins, I like the under 42. I just don't think the Cincinnati Bengals can overcome that Dolphins defense, to really sum up my opinion on this. So what do you think about Bengals versus Dolphins under 42?
Yeah, I mean the Giants Bengals game is kind of a similar game, I guess you could say, in the way it's formatted, and the under hit, and Cincinnati didn't even score a single offensive touchdown. They took a kick return at the beginning of the game, and they still couldn't do anything. Now Cincinnati's going against a better defense, less opportunity to score hypothetically, and the Dolphins in two plays, and they don't really care about scoring that many points. So yeah, I think that's definitely the right side of the bet there. I mean, I couldn't force myself to take a Brandon Allen over on the Bengals. So yeah, no, I like the play. Definitely a good pick there.
All right. What is your second most confident pick of the day? Or you can do 3 if you don't want to talk
Yeah,
about number 2 yet.
yeah, I'll do 3 because my 1 and 2 are the same game. So my third is the Lions and Bears over 44. Um, this is I Trubisky, as bad as you want to say he is, he's good for the Bears in terms of overall point scoring for the total of the game. Obviously, there's garbage time, et cetera, et cetera. But the Bears are favored at home. That means they're going to have a little bit of confidence. I think 44 is way too low. The past couple of matchups have been hovering from leaving on from 48 down to 42, kind of just within this range. But I'm gonna take the chance that I grab it low, that Kenny Galladay kind of comes back, Swift comes back, the Bears kind of try something different because obviously whatever they're doing is not working. So maybe they'll get a little freaky, a little bit, call some cool plays. I just think 44 is too low. That's implying this game is what 24-20 to push the spread here, and I think it's roughly that, but I think it's a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Trubisky actually didn't look all that terrible last week. Now, the real thing to know from this game is what happens when they have their new head coach. Obviously, they fired Matt Patricia for the Detroit Lions. So, how are they going to play under a new head coach? Are they going to bounce back or are they going to shrivel up? Who knows? To be honest with you, I think that the Bears looked all right against the Packers. Obviously, they got absolutely smoked. But Allen Robinson looked good. David Montgomery even looked good, considering that man has 7 million doubters. He somehow performed up against that defense. So I think that the Lions versus the Bears over 44 looks like a really good number. Lucas put his picks in first. I was eyeing this, and I realized Lucas already picked it. So I wanted to diversify from Lucas. Over 44 is a good bet, in my opinion. Next game here for me. Lucas also has this on his, but he has the spread, or I have the spread. He has the total. Yes, I'm reading that correctly. Raiders versus the Jets. I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders -8. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like this pick that much, but when I thought about it, when I did the mental gymnastics, I realized that the Jets fucking suck. The fact that the Raiders lost last week to the Atlanta Falcons by 7 million points will never happen again. It's because Animal had him on his fantasy roster. That's why Derek Carr played so bad. Derek Carr is actually pretty solid and has been this season, has one down game. Don't hate the hype here. If the Raiders blew out the Atlanta Falcons, this game would be Las Vegas -50,000. So I'm going to take the Vegas -8. I just don't believe in the Jets strictly because Adam Gase is a certified dumbass, and Sam Darnold hasn't thrown a touchdown since September. So I'm going to go ahead and believe in the Raiders here, -8. What do you think about this? And then you can give your pick, obviously, for the game.
This one's tough because I almost took the Jets +8 here. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think the Raiders are in a good bounce back spot. They have to win, frankly, or else they're going to be most likely out of playoff contention. Considering the Ravens are going to smash the Cowboys, and the Colts are in a competitive game, and the Patriots are in a competitive game, so they got to stay with them here. So yeah, I like the total a little more, which I guess I can just go into it. It's my fifth pick. The Raiders Jets over 46.5. I think the Jets have shown, even with Darnold, that they're capable enough of putting up points. So I just think this offense, this is the first game Darnold had all year with all 3 receivers.
Yeah.
And was kind of working in. The receivers don't look bad. So I think Brady's in a good bounce back spot. I think the hypothetical, I don't know, 28-19 score to cover the spread, to push the spread and go over is definitely capable for them. But yeah, I wouldn't advise laying the points too much, I guess. Or maybe if it gets to like 10, I might throw a little bit on it, but we'll see if Gruden can bounce back here in this. I mean, he needs to, frankly, but so we'll see. But I like the total a little bit better.
Yeah, there's no way in fuck I'm betting the Jets, though. Yeah, you'll never catch me betting the Jets because for some reason they'll just never end up.
I did that 1 week. And it did work actually on the Chargers week. So
gotta love the Jets. All right, so who's your next pick here?
Yeah, so that was my fifth that I tied into your third. So my fourth one here is the Eagles and Packers over 47. I think this is completely going off of bias around the Eagles. I get they scored their touchdown at the end of the game, but it's not 3 minutes left in the game when you're only down by 2 scores is really garbage time. You're still going to try and score, right? So I think 47. I mean, the spread is 9, I think. So you're implying kind of a similar to the Raiders game script for the Packers here, who've been putting up points like it's nothing. I think the Eagles can easily put up points on the Packers' crappy run defense. The Eagles can't move the chain. Now they're going to go against a team that allows you to move the chain on the ground. So I think the over 47 here is it's a little too low. I would probably put this at 49.5, 50 range for a fair line.
See, I agree with you, but I mean, the Seattle Seahawks defense sucks against the run, and they just refuse to give Miles Sanders the ball. So I think it's just more of a coaching philosophy
That's
than
fair.
anything. Like the Doug Peterson just looks like a dumbass. I don't know why they haven't sat Wentz down. Wentz looks awful, but if Wentz looks awful, he's throwing a bunch of picks. Aaron Rodgers doesn't step down. They don't kind of just tease the game out. They'll just keep fucking scoring right on the Eagles' ass, and I think that's what's going to get this game
Yeah.
to go over. So I agree with you. I don't think that the number is a bit high, but like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if it got all the way up to like 50 by the time the game kicks off. So now I'm going to shoot 2 picks in a row here, and then we'll get to our locks and Lucas's second most confident pick because it goes with his lock. Patriots versus Chargers. I'm going over 47.5. We saw last week the Chargers throw an absolute bomb at the end of the game, and then Anthony Lynn, who has a bomb for a brain, he has no skull or no brain inside of that skull, literally doesn't
Facts.
spike the ball, runs the fucking ball. Justin Herbert literally goes to rush the ball in, and the O-line said, "Fuck it, we're doing pass protection." Falls back. Justin Herbert gets assaulted. Might have been the dumbest what is that called? String of events to ever happen in my eyes that I've ever seen from a football team. And they were coached by Anthony Lynn. It looked like Adam Gase went out there for a second and went inside of his body because it was unreal. It was such a stupid play call. The Chargers score 7 million points. The Patriots probably could score 7 million points. You would think, because the Chargers defense is so bad. While Cam Newton has been tipsy-turvy this season, I feel like this is a game that Bill Belichick has to win. They have to win this game if they have any hopes of making the playoffs. Do they think they can make the playoffs? I have no idea. It seems like Bill Belichick doesn't think so from the videos and interviews I've seen of him, but I think they'll keep this game close, over 47.5. I don't like either side of the line, and the line right now is a pick 'em, and that's how little I know about who's going to win this game. All I see is points, 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 points. 7 million points by the Chargers and the Patriots. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think that's the right side. Really, yeah, I've been kind of just waiting for a little bit more movement on the total. That's probably what I'll attack more
Yeah.
on the Patriots side because it's been moving to the Chargers. But yeah, I think I just think points. I mean, it makes sense. Kind of a low line, kind of because obviously the Cardinals Patriots game, people think it's a shootout. Obviously, did not turn into that. But yeah, I think this is definitely a good spot to be on the over here. Belichick needs to another team that needs to win. They're in the playoff hunt, so they kind of have to go for it here, or else they're going to be, I guess, in the worst spot possible, where you're 2 games out, you can't make it in, and you can't really tank. So they definitely need to win this game for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So my final pick before we get into me and Lucas's locks, we got the Jaguars versus the Vikings over 52.5. Now this number seemed ridiculously high, and then I thought of something. I thought of the fact that Mike Glennon legitimately looked good last week, and that the Jaguars offense was absolutely running it. James Robinson ran a train. The Vikings offense is amazing. Dalvin Cook will be suiting up in this game. The Jaguars defense sucks cock. The Vikings defense not all that great. We've seen kind of a little bit of light of the Vikings defense looking really good in some games, like up against the Bears. And then in other games, they're getting bent over by these terrible teams. So I'm just going to go ahead and hope the Vikings do bad on defense, and the Jaguars and Vikings are just firing on all cylinders in this matchup. Even if it's just a heavy rushing game, I feel like James Robinson as well as Dalvin Cook are going to get heavily loose in this matchup. I love them both for fantasy football. Even though over 52.5 seems very high, I'm going to take it. Not ultra confident in it because it's my 5th ranked pick, but I kind of just feel like it's going to be over central in the NFL on Sunday, obviously besides the Bengals and Dolphins game where it goes under. So what do you think about the over here, Jaguars versus Vikings? Is that a little too high? Because it seems a little high, but I still like it.
It does, but I think that you have to bet it now if you're going to bet it because Conley and Chark haven't gotten ruled anything yet. But
Yeah.
like I think it seems high because people kind of misinterpret the Vikings offense in a way. Like they think they're run heavy and they
Yeah.
don't throw the ball, but like they're super efficient when they throw it. Clearly, I mean Cousins, I think over 1.5 touchdown bet I've taken the last like 6 weeks, and I think I'm pretty profitable on it. Like it's kind of high, but then you factor in these defenses. They have some playmakers on them. The Jags defense isn't great, but they could house one. They had a punt return touchdown, I think, against the Packers a couple of weeks ago. So like I think there's definitely room here for points to be scored. But yeah, like you said, I could see like a 20-13 game or something like that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go with the over because I feel like Glennon is just going to be firing it in this game. So now on to the lock section of the video. So I love Mike Glennon. So for the lock section of the video, again, my bookie code notoriously at checkout. Make sure you guys check that out. So Lucas will go first with his lock since I've just went with 3,000 picks in a row. What is your lock as well as your second most confident pick?
Yeah, this is a tough week to like really find a lock I love. Like there's a lot of good like value I think, but not one I'm super in love with. I'm gonna go with the Saints -2.5. Um, I guess if I had to pick this line, it would be like 5 because I mean, frankly, that's what it was 2 weeks ago. Not even like less than 2 weeks ago. So I'm just gonna take the 2.5 points. I'm a believer in they can't ride Taysom Hill forever, but it's not like the Falcons defense, especially because they've already seen it. They're gonna try and force that, and then Sean Payton's gonna try something else. So I think I'm gonna take the Sean Payton 2.5 points here, just because I think that's the right side, I guess. But it's a good bet, but I'm not super in love with it like I had been with my locks for most of the year.
Yeah, I can agree with you here. Honestly, this is a game that anything can happen, and I'm just going to go ahead and bet on Taysom Hill and hope he has a much better game than he did up against the Broncos. It just seems like they didn't give a fuck in that matchup. They would happily walk away with beating them
Yeah,
by like 21 instead of just Cleveland steamering them, which they obviously could have done considering Kendall Hinton was playing quarterback, and I played him in my fantasy roster, and he wasn't that good. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, he
But
was.
I think the Falcons are.
Yeah,
People are way too high on the Falcons if this is -2.5, in my opinion. Like the Falcons running train on Las
yeah.
Vegas doesn't mean they could run train on the New Orleans Saints defense.
Yeah, it's like a weird line. Like I can see why it's 2.5 because they literally played 2 weeks ago and they're going to try and adjust. Like they know what they're getting, but still though, like it's the Falcons. Maybe no Julio. Like I just seems like a weird kind of spot. So I'm gonna take it early because if Julio's out, etc. Like I know it's going to move to the 4 to 5 range.
I'm surprised it's not at 4 to 5 right now. So my lock of the week, I don't even understand how this is a line now. On other books that are not as good as my bookie have this line
Oof.
differently, but my bookie has it at -2. Bills versus 49ers, Buffalo -2. The 49ers beat the Rams, so that means that they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills. Fuck no. The Buffalo Bills are a much better team, in my opinion, than the LA Rams. I think they beat the Rams this season, if I'm not mistaken. The Buffalo Bills are good. The 49ers got lucky up against an in-division fucking rival of the Rams. I like the Bills here. To me, it just seems like a no-brainer pick. I don't even understand why they're only -2. Do you think you know why it's -2?
I I okay. I have mixed views on this because obviously if you did the whole my bookie Cyber Monday, like you have to use it on this. And I'm waiting for it to get to 3, and it's kind of moving in favor of the Niners. I mean, I think it comes down to you're getting the Niners at home. They're finally getting their players back. Richard Sherman's
At
back
home in
covering
Arizona.
Diggs. Yeah, well, but surprisingly, this was on the PFF podcast. The last time this actually happened to them before, a couple like 20 years ago, they had 5 games, not in San Francisco. They went 5-0 and they covered the spread in 4 of them.
Sheesh.
So I mean, like that's super. Like I said, super narrative driven. Like narratives just want make you want to make your bet feel better, right? But like, I just don't think the Bill like they just kind of ridden hot off those first couple of games, and I think it's the truth. And I think the Niners are just a good football team. So I don't have a side yet because I don't want to take the Niners at 2, but I don't know if it'll get to 3. And obviously, I have to use the free play somehow. So I'll probably end up taking Buffalo. It stays under 3, but I don't know. It's a weird line for sure.
All right, yeah. I honestly just feel like the Bills, this is a game they also have to win because the Dolphins are only 1 game behind the Bills. So if the Bills like slip up or something and the Dolphins start winning, then they're kind of screwed as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Obviously, the 49ers defense did look pretty good up against the LA Rams. They did like Cam Akers get a little loose in that matchup. I just feel like the Bills team overall is just so much better than the 49ers that I would be shocked if they didn't win by like 7. So I'll take them at -2. But again, I can obviously see
Yeah.
the 49ers because of how well coached they are. They somehow eke into this game and win by like 3. But I don't think if Buffalo wins, I feel like it's going to be just an absolute murder. But if the 49ers win, it'll be a real close game. So I'm going to take
Fair
Buffalo
enough.
-2. I actually do love it. I fucking bet it already. I looked at it, I saw it, and I put $1 zillion on it. So go Buffalo -2. Do you have
Oof.
anything else to say before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I think kind of after this week we'll have a similar. I mean, I guess from a fantasy perspective, it's playoffs, but we'll kind of narrow it down here. A lot more like props. We probably start doing like a live betting show at some point on your live streams or something because
Mm-hmm.
prop markets are the way to go when it comes playoff time. But keep grinding with us. you will get over 52%. Obviously, my percentage is going down because you cannot retain 68%. That's impossible, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how this week goes. Definitely some weird lines. I feel like this is the most totals. What, seven? Seven totals is definitely by far and away the most we've ever taken combined between us. So we'll kind of see how that goes going forward.
Yeah, it's going to be raining overs on Sunday, besides the Dolphins versus the Bengals, of course. So thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys check out mybookie.ag, code notoriously, for whatever stuff I read at the beginning, which I'll pull up again and read to you. So all you got to do, use promo code notoriously, and you get your deposit matched halfway, all the way up to $1,000. So if you want to do $200, you get a free $100 in your account. It's so simple. Why not do it? Me and Lucas are absolutely tearing it up here on Murder Your Bookie. So why not give a little stab at mybookie.ag? Thank you guys for watching. Lucas, do you have anything to say before we head out of here?
Just tune in Sunday night for the Broncos obliteration by the Chiefs. That's all I got to say.
All right. I appreciate it. Go fucking go Broncos, go Dolphins. We're gonna smack them up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys had a great time. Again, mybookie.ag, code notoriously at checkout. And make sure you guys check out for next week. And maybe we'll have a special guest up soon. We might be talking about some other different sports once football ends. So I'll see you guys later. Let us know, actually, down below. Let us know your favorite pick of the week, because I always ask for this, and it's all fantasy questions in the comments, and it makes me sad. I want some real... Actually, this one man... I need to find his name. I'll talk about you next episode. This one man does a whole 12 paragraph write up on all the games he likes of the week with the spreads and everything. It's amazing. He puts it on one of my videos every week, and I always read it. It's very fun. I don't take his picks. I literally just read over it. I'm like, damn, that was pretty good. So leave that next time if you're the man watching. Put it here.
Yeah. And if you're listening, guy, girl, on Twitter, I don't know, send it to us every week. I'm interested to see what people think about this, because it's cool to see the different processes behind how people go about their picks. Even fantasy, that's super intriguing. How people take fantasy, and because everyone twists it their own way. So if you're listening, my guy, is it a guy or a girl? Do you know?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Person, Twitter or something. Let us know. I'd definitely be interested to see what you think on all these games. Maybe we'll learn something from you. Maybe you'll learn something from us. So.
All right. Yeah, definitely make sure you commented on this video, and I'm going to go find it, track it down, and I'll bring you up next week here with your name. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Lucas is going to have a great day. I am as well. Check out Lucas's Twitter, where he tweets out once every quarter. So have a great rest of your guys' day. I love you all. Oh, I almost just left the meeting.